Connor, we can't get through the week that was without talking about the Christian Scott situation. What was your takeaway? And I'll give mine after, but we're reversing roles here. So host Joe asks analyst Connor, what was your takeaway of everything that transpired with Christian Scott on Monday?
I think Mendoza has officially found himself in a damned if you do, damned if you don't with Christian Scott. We saw his start before this one where he was left in too long and it cost him. And they want to be very protective of a young pitcher, not just physically, which is a fine line here for the Mets. The pitch count, the innings, the usage, all of that in their sports science department right now is something they are being very cautious with for the long-term health and benefits of Christian Scott. But also mentally, the confidence, Joe, where if he gets left in there again, and you can make the argument he should have, in hindsight, finished that inning. If he's left in and struggles again, then you're looking at it and going, did you not learn from your previous mistakes? So I usually am on the side of, especially with younger players, let's see what you got. Let's have you work through it. Unless it's going to physically harm you or tax you, and I don't think we were in that spot with his pitch count being as low as it was. So it was frustrating, Joe. But you also have to kind of understand the situation that it's not like the move, but it's not like Orzi came in and it was just home run after home run after home run, right? So it's a really difficult one to sit here in this podcast chair and just absolutely rip into the Mets and Mendoza, because I understand how delicate they are being with a very important long-term piece of the Mets.
It was definitely difficult, and I think I would have, and it's, like you said, easy for me to say from this here podcast chair, I would have given him one more batter with how quickly he got through the first two. And if Brian Reynolds reached, then I would have went ahead and, made the pitching change. But I think it was set up largely the way it should have. The directive was 75 pitches. Part of that is based on the 99 pitches in his last outing, which there's the question. Why did he throw 99 last time? How much of a cause was that? And also something I don't think was talked about enough. This was the first time in Christian Scott's collegiate or professional career that he pitched on normal MLB starters rest.
Right.
It's never happened before. And he's going to do it again this weekend on normal rest. So I'm interested to see what his pitch count is going to look like. The reality here, as annoying as it is, and people are not going to want to hear it, and I know y'all are going to sound off in the YouTube comments, they need to protect Christian Scott. This is a man who has the potential to be like a number 2 starter for a contending Mets team going forward. And that's not to say if he threw to one more batter, you increased his, chance of injury. But you can't just do this, start after start. Because if it's the same situation next time, you can't just be like, well, just do it again. Just do it again. This is a prospect who has only had 87 innings as a starter last year, his first full years of starting as a professional.